Alright, YouTubers, I'm mainly making this video kind of out of frustration and, I don't know, for a better lack of word, I don't know, I was very upset that there's not a more clear way on how to do things, but, anyways, Tominator by the Turkey Reapers. I love them guys, they do awesome things, and I mean, they've influenced me to take the gloves off and kind of want to dance with these turkeys. But the Tominator that I've seen in McCarty's video doesn't appear to be the same one that I ordered. So whether that's just a mass production thing or, you know, I don't know what that is. But I'm not discrediting them. You know, I'm not bashing them in this video. I'm more or less, I guess, educating others when you order it, kind of what to expect if you want to put it on your bow. Now, I may just be not very smart and doing it the wrong way, I don't know. But I just couldn't find any other way really to do it other than the way I did it. So I'm going to try to do this. I don't know, YouTube won't let me flip between my good old selfie versus whatever you want to call it, first person view, I guess. So I'm going to do it like this, and more or less you guys just get a look at this hairy fat face. So let's get started. So this right here is the fan, or was the fan, that the Tominator comes with. Yeah, it's got these cool Velcro cutouts for your shooting lanes, whatever. Yeah, so get rid of that. Moving on. So then I'm like, well, I want to use my own fan. Well, no instructions whatsoever that state how to mount your fan to the Tominator. Now, in previous decoys that I had, like the B Mobile, you know, you got this bracket, and then you can pull out all the primary feathers, put them in there, glue it, so on and so forth. There's none of that with this. So, slightly annoyed me, you know, so anyways. So what I did, I took that fan, okay, and it's got a bracket on that plastic fan, or excuse me, not plastic, fabric, with a plastic bracket holding it together essentially, which has a bunch of these. So we get rid of them too. So anyways, I disassembled the fan, obviously, and to get to the bracket, and with that being said, the bracket wasn't a whole lot of help right off the bat. And I'm like, well, that was kind of a waste of time. The screws obviously aren't going to fit my application. So I guess we gave it the old UPS driver educated guess on how we were going to rectify the situation. Alright, so this is the clamp, I guess we'll call it for a better word. That comes with the kit, the Tominator kit, the 3-in-1 or whatever they call it. These are the bolts that protrude through the head, through the the head, and then obviously the fan plate, and then the back side, which attaches to this. So, and then obviously you got the good old Allen wrench. It's kind of like a weird unboxing video, but I'm just not unboxing, I guess. So, anyways, moving on. Like I said, it was very annoying that there wasn't any clear indications on how we would accomplish that. So not to drag the video on any longer than I need to, because I've been rambling. Here's what I did. Okay, this is my take on how I put my fan on this decoy. Take it for what you want. Do it the same way. Don't. I don't really care. I'm just more or less sharing my experience, and hopefully, you know, somebody can learn something, or it gives you an idea to tweak it, whatever the case may be. So here it is. Here's the old Tominator that we have. Like I said, my phone won't let me switch the view, so you get a look at that double chin. Alright, so this is what we got. Okay, obviously we got the real fan, the Tominator head, with the bracket. You can kind of see that reddish black behind it. And then I cut this off of one of my cape mounts downstairs. It was a little long and kind of looked tacky, so I figured I would cut it. So, moving on to how I added this. As you can see, or maybe not see, there's that bracket I'm talking about, okay? So, and then this is the bracket that hooks into that stabilizer. So what I did is, I took the fan. Obviously I had all the meat and stuff cut away from when I did my first initial fan mount on this. And maybe you can or cannot see, I have zip ties on this. Some are probably asking, why would you use zip ties? Well, the reason for me is mainly a weight thing. I mean, I don't know, I feel like adding a bunch more bolts and whatnot, clamping that to your stabilizer, just seems like a little bit of an overkill. So, how you get that fan, or how I did, is you take apart that bracket, which you'll clearly see that there's like four or five little small Phillips screws, and I took them out, and then the plate separates into that one and that one. And before, these bolts basically went through the whole kit, and then you just tighten a wing nut on the back and it basically clamped down. So what I did is obviously took that apart, and then I had to figure out a way to use screws to attach that plate to the two plates, to the fan. So I basically put like a locator pin, if you will, through the one screw hole, and then I obviously used, like, I think some type of wood screws that I had that matched the length that I needed. Again, I probably should have showed you guys this, but I'm going to do my best to explain it, in the process of the build. So then essentially you take those two plates and sandwich them, one on the top, one on the bottom of the back side of the fan. Put the screws through the original screw holes that you took those screws out of, and then they protrude obviously through. Now mine ended up being slightly longer, which is fine, because then all I did was just countersink the back side of that head. Excuse me. I countersinked the back side of that head, which then allowed the screws that I put in on the inside of that plate to sit flush. So then next, these two holes that you see these black zip ties going through, I got the drill bit that matched the size of the previous bolts, and just more or less bored them out and put some holes in the fan itself. Now, did you really put a hole in the fan? Probably not. It probably just pushed a lot of the, I think it's quills, is that the proper word, aside. And then obviously when you tighten everything down, it basically sandwiches the fan in there, and the fan's not going anywhere anyways. So like I said, I chose to use zip ties for that method. You could pretty much use whatever you want. Excuse me, my allergies are bad. But yeah, so in that essence, once you got it all sandwiched together, you kind of get this, you can see where it protrudes through, and then everything is pretty much secured. And I mean, it's pretty solid, and I mean, I think it looks good on me anyways. But we're gonna call this the Tominator 2.0 is what this is gonna be called. But sorry, Turkey Reapers, it's not a copyright thing. But and then this little guy, I feel like, it's gonna get out there, you're reaping them with a bow, and you're behind it, whatever. Obviously not wearing an orange shirt. You got a little bit of wind blowing. Well, this kind of, to me, seems like it'd be a good little chess piece. Now, what I did for that, this is like the cured backside of that cape. I don't know if you can see that, but underneath there I just popped two pinholes, and then again, back to the zip ties. And I wrapped them around the existing ones that I had. I don't think you can kind of see it. There it is, that white one. Intertwined them, locked them, and then cut off the tag ends. Which, I mean, again, it all seems to be pretty solid. So we're done with that Tominator. We'll set that down, and then and essentially, whenever I get this mounted up, I'll do another video or have somebody else record it so you don't have to look at my face. But that piece that I was holding on to will then mount right where this bolt comes through, but it will be on this side because it's got a recessed edge. I just stuck it in there so I didn't lose it. And then after that, you can kind of position it whichever way fits your sight. And I think on the Turkey Reaper website it says something about you want it to protrude out the one side. So, but anyways, that's just my take on the Turkey Reaper. And then other than that, we'll see what happens. So, alright, well, the old lady's home, so I'll let you guys go. See ya.